Hello again. So I wanted to create a follow-up video to the video that I made yesterday, the one in my car, where I was sharing the story about my client who had bought a trailer so that she could transition from living here to another state and be able to do it in a very cost effective way. And she also, I didn't mention, but we also came up with a plan for her to be able to rebuild her business there while she's still living here. So my mind was just racing with so many other things. After I made that video, I just felt like there was some more. And so this is part 2, a follow-up of that train of thought. And I also give some really good, I'm going to give you guys some hugely valuable thoughts, some tips and things that people have paid a lot of money for at the end of this video to help you to kind of implement that kind of shift and empowerment into your life. So the thing that I really want to emphasize from that story of my client who figured out that she could buy a trailer and spend less or the same amount of money and be able to take her home with her so that she's not having to pay more in a state that's more expensive and sign into leases and get stuck and all of those things. The thing I really wanted to say from that is you have your answers. You have your own answers. Inside of you is the answer to every single problem and the solution to every single limitation in your life. And you may say, well, it doesn't seem like it because I feel stuck and I don't know how to fix these situations. And I will say to that, you have all of your own answers. The only problem is that your beliefs and your thoughts and your own mind is just the only thing in your way. You have beliefs that are keeping you from seeing your solutions. And one of the biggest ways that we get out of these stuck places is by identifying what these beliefs are that are keeping us from seeing our solutions. The areas where we are disempowering ourselves, the areas where we are believing that these limitations are true for us and where we are not seeing our own capabilities. Okay, one of my clients described this in a session we had this week as asking a fish about water. I just love that. He made it up on the spot and I just loved it. But it's like the concept of becoming aware of, like a fish. They swim in water, they're not even aware of it. It's just there all the time, right? Becoming aware of the thoughts that are in your mind all the time, that are surrounding you, that are affecting your own thinking and telling you what you can and cannot do and what you can and cannot have and what limitations are there. It's like you're sitting down and actually asking yourself, what are the beliefs that I have that are causing me to actually buy into the fact that I can't or can't do this, that these are my limitations, that this is holding me back. Ask the fish about water. Ask you, what is in the background? What are these rhetorics? What are these thoughts, these beliefs that are supporting these limitations in my life, and how can I work myself through the fact that this really isn't true, that I do have more options. Okay. And that is really one of the biggest things that coaching does for you, is when you get stuck, and we all do sometimes there just is not a way to see the water around you. Sometimes we are so lost in our own brains because we've been in these minds since we were children that there needs to be someone coming along to be able to help you figure out what it is that you're believing that's holding you back, to be able to identify those thoughts, to be able to see the water around you and tell you your way out. And so that is something so powerful that coaching gives you, is someone coming along and showing you your own mind and helping you to dismantle those beliefs that are holding you back and build new ones that are going to propel you into where you want to go. Okay. So kind of another theme of the last video was just kind of talking about how coaching can help in those areas and how we had coached on her situation, and that was what opened her mind up to be able to see her solutions. Okay. But beyond that, in this video, I'm going to give you some ideas on how to do that for yourself so you can get that ball rolling and solve some of the major obstacles that are standing in your way, or so you believe. All right. So I want to really emphasize, there is no unsolvable problem and you are not stuck. And that can be a belief you can choose to own and take on right now and say to yourself, there is no unsolvable problem. I am not stuck. What if you choose to believe that? What if you choose to make that your mantra for every single obstacle and every problem in your life? What if you practice that thought? There is no such thing as an unsolvable problem. I am not stuck. What would shift in your life if you choose to believe that? How would you move forward? How would you look for solutions to your problems? Okay, I'm gonna just drop that right there. All right, write that down, come back to it. The next thing is that we tend to get stuck in this. We tend to get stuck in the situation of believing that we can't solve our problems when we buy into an idea that we are victims. The truth is, you are not a victim to your circumstances. You are not a victim to the limitations that anyone has put onto you or the limitations that you perceive from all of society, whatever. You are not a victim, okay? And so when we believe that we are victims, we shut down to ideas before we even give them a try. Our mind is constantly giving us our answers, okay? And it's amazing because coaching is so important, because sometimes people will have the answers and every time they come, they just disqualify them, right? And so somebody else sitting there can go, no, actually, wait, hold up. You just said something really profound, right? But there's an element of you being able to do that for yourself. What are the ideas? What are the solutions? I wonder if I tried this kind of thoughts that come along that if you actually stopped and tried them would be the answer to your problem, okay? The problem is that when we're in a victim mentality, when we believe that we can't solve our problems, that we're powerless and something's more powerful than us, every time we come up with those solutions, our automatic response is to shut them down. No, that won't work. Oh, no, that won't work. Oh, I've already tried that. That won't work. Okay? That right there is keeping you so stuck in all of your limitations and circumstances. You must be willing, if you want to truly solve your problems, you must be willing to try things and fail, and try more things and fail again until the one thing you try finally fixes it, until you finally try the thing that ends up being the solution. Okay, I was thinking about how we celebrate Edison and his invention of the light bulb and always talk about how he failed 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb, right? Totally a celebration of like the ability to just try and fail, okay? I think the thing we skip over is that Edison was continuously willing to try a new thing 1,000 times. He was so open-minded, so willing, and so desirous of solving his problem that he was willing to try a new thing 1,000 times. Okay, if he had been sitting back in victim mode, he would have said, oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work either. And he probably would have written off the one thing that finally worked before it even happened. Okay, he did not buy into being powerless to his circumstance and was willing to try something new 1,000 times. And if you will approach life, if you will approach your circumstances with that same determination, that same faith that you can solve your problem, that you are not powerless, and that it's just gonna be a matter of trial and error, you will always move forward and you will always solve your problems. Okay, you will live in a measure of breakthrough all the time. All right, a few more things. I really want to just kind of rephrase that. I wrote this down and I just love the way I wrote it. I wrote, your solutions lie in your openness to experimentation. Okay, just let that soak in for a minute. Okay, I'm gonna give a little story as an example of this from a client that's given me permission. By the way, I always share stories from clients that give me permission. So I have a client who is she's an esthetician, and we were coaching, and she was, we've been working since she's started her business right out of school, and coached her through a lot of her insecurities and fears and just all the things that come up when you're new in building a business, right? And she had been doing great in a certain area, and then one day she starts hitting all these problems in one certain area that was waxing, and just having problems with her techniques and problems with the wax and just all kinds of stuff, and had kind of a streak of just like bad experiences where she felt like she was doing a terrible job and her confidence just tanked. She was so frustrated and worried she was never going to get it, and just, was feeling so powerless to the situation. And so the thing that we worked on, I'm not an esthetician, guys. Like, I don't have to know your business or your situation or your life to be able to help you solve the problems, because at the end of the day, her problem was that she simply was writing off solutions before she tried them, or she was afraid to try new things, or even afraid to go look into the solutions to try, afraid to ask people, afraid to do some research or whatever. And so the thing that we worked on was her ability to just try some new stuff and start experimenting. And guess what happened? Within a few weeks, she found the thing that worked. She tried a few things, some of them didn't work, and then she finally found, she started thinking for herself and inventing some new techniques and found some new products, and boom, now she's like just rocking it at waxing, like amazing, okay? Totally just sailing now. Her business is thriving and over that hump completely, okay? A good example of how we stop ourselves from seeing our own solutions sometimes and truly being willing to try new things and getting out of your own way and getting your beliefs about yourself out of the way so that you can find those solutions, okay? So I'm gonna give you something really valuable right now, okay? I'm gonna give you two thoughts to try on that a lot of me and my clients work on. In fact, these are probably two things I work on with every client, things people pay a lot of money for, so this is worth its weight in gold, okay? I want you to try on two thoughts today. One, I am not a victim, I am a victor, meaning I come out winning in every situation, okay? I conquer. And then I am not powerless, I am powerful. What can you find in your life? What evidence can you find in your life that those two things are true? That you are powerful and that you are a victor, okay? I want you to sit down and write a list of evidence to prove those thoughts to be true. How do you know you are powerful? What specific situations showed you that? What are there some situations when you took your power and exercised it? What are situations in which you solved your problems that you came out winning? Okay? Sit down and write down evidence for those things and try on those two thoughts, and then start practicing those thoughts and thinking about those pieces of evidence every single day. If you do those two things, if you practice those two thoughts, your life is going to change dramatically, and you are going to start moving past obstacles and limitations that you have believed to be true for so many years. All right, let me know what you think. Leave some thoughts in the comments if you guys want to share any of the new pieces of evidence or situations you want to move past because with these thoughts, let me know, okay? And I'm here for you guys. Message me if you need anything. And I also want to say to this, if you guys are ready, if you want to move past limiting thoughts, and if you want to move into your power, if you're ready to move into your power, if you're ready to start making changes and shifts in your life, I am here for you. And I am opening new coaching spots in my business right now. And I really want to invite you to message me. If you want to find out what it would mean for us to work together, what it would look like, message me and we can set up a time to talk. I will simply tell you the details of what it looks like to coach with me, and you can decide from there. But I want you to know that if you are ready, if you want to move forward in your life, if you want to conquer obstacles, if you want to accomplish goals, if you want to build businesses, if you want to heal, then it is time and you are ready. And I want to invite you to message me because I am ready to work with you too. All right, have a great week, you guys. Thank you for watching.